Hello and welcome to another unboxing from Pushing Cardboard. I'm Grant Lindeberg, and today we're having a look at Old School Tactical Eastern Front 1941 to 42. This is Volume 1 of the Old School Tactical series, but this is the second edition. So a brand new copy of the second edition. This is a this is a huge box, sort of kind of similar in size, I think, to the Most Fearful Sacrifice box. So it's barely going to fit in my frame here, but I'll do my best. It's a big box. It's a heavy box. I know there's a couple of giant mounted maps in there. Like I said, this is from Flying Pig. The designer is Shane Logan. Mark H. Walker is the publisher. It's a big, thick, heavy box. I think what we're going to get in here is a sort of a stripped down tactical World War II Eastern Front game. Says ages 14 and up, playing time 45 minutes to 5 hours. I guess that depends on the scenario. So let's dive right in. Let's see what's in this giant box. There we go. I'm glad this arrived all in one piece. Sometimes when these heavy boxes get sent in the mail, they're so heavy they don't survive the transport very well. But this one is in perfect shape. Wow, quite a lot of stuff in here. Well, we have some six-sided dice. We can sort of dispense with those. Volume 1 playbook. This is a scenario book, it looks like here. Training scenarios and then actual scenarios. These are nicely laid out, plenty of white space, easy to read. It's glossy paper, so you do get a little bit of a glare, but it's not too bad. And it looks like there's 27 scenarios there, so that's quite a bit. That's a big book of scenarios. Here's version 565 of the rule book. So it's gone through several iterations, obviously. Again, a glossy paper, but 19, 20, 22, about 24 pages of rules. So, you know, if you're thinking in the world of World War II tactical games, and you think of games like ASL, this is a pared down rule book compared to that. That's for sure. A good looking rule book. I like this. It's on white paper. The scenarios were on a kind of a buff paper. I like the white paper better, easier to read. Plenty of illustrations. I don't see a ton in the way of examples of play. Oh, but there's a couple. Oh yeah, they're just in red here. So you can see in among the rules, there's a rule and then for example or for example or for example. So there is small and here's a small example of play as well. So there's a little bit of that in there as well. Let's have a look at these cards. We have some kind of a German deck here. There's sort of a linen-y finish on these cards. German and Russian. So these look like just cards that tell you what every unit or tank or whatever gives you all their stats. I bet most of this stuff is also on the I bet it's also right on the counters, but they've made cards as well. I remember when ASL tried that with the deluxe ASL, but nobody was very into it at that point. Maybe they make more sense in this game. Well, those are great. Another deck of cards. We'll see if they're the same sort of thing or these are more involved with play. Who knows? We'll find out. Oh yes, these cards are more involved in play. We have a mortar attack card. Well, who knows? Maybe it's hard to say. Oh, and then we have some more of these. These are some more of those same unit cards. There's Panzer IV. You see that? There we go. There's your big old tiger. Okay, so yeah, some of these cards are what they call luck cards, it looks like. And then the rest of these were unit cards. So that's interesting. A luck deck. Now let's have a look at these counters. They're big. I think they're 7/8 inch counters, something like that. Well, there's a couple different sizes. Yeah, almost looks like a 3/4 of an inch and an inch or something like that. Anyway, there's the fees at the bottom. Very large, not too much info on them. Pretty legible. The little on the infantry counters, the little superscript beside the whatever's in the top left is a little hard to see there, the white superscript, but maybe it's not used all that often. Here's some backsides. Whoop. Up pops a stug or two. These are pre-cut, so there's going to be no sprues and no need for those of you who are corner clippers, no need for your corner clipping tools. They're all pre-clipped. Here's a mixed bag. Come on there. There we go. Some Russian vehicles, some German vehicles, some Russian support weapons, and same with and maybe some German leaders there. Is that what that is? Could be. And then some markers. Here's more Russian units. Just like the Germans had some black units for the SS. Questionable decision there, but I guess some guys like it. We've got some red guards issues here, counters here for the Soviets. So some special counters on each side. Here's the back side of the Soviets. Backsides are the wrecks for these vehicles, so that's probably not no malfunction, or well, maybe there's some malfunction. Oh, here comes a couple more counters. They're just popping out into my hands. Perhaps there's special counters for malfunctioned weapons and things like that. Like maybe these. Here's a malfunctioning main gun. Broken this, immobilized that. Yeah. So these are markers. Really good looking counters. No problem with those at all. Those are great looking counters. A player aid for each player. So we have basically an infantry combat table and a vehicle combat table. And on the back side, a train chart, and then some instructions on rallying, bogs, airstrikes, and offboard artillery. All looks pretty straightforward. And now these giant map boards. I don't think I'll be able to show you a whole one folded out. These things, I've heard about them, so I know what I'm getting into. They are super large. There we go. Okay, so I've got it folded out, but this here, that's one panel, the box, and the mat board is 8 of those panels. I'll zoom in so you can, see the terrain a little better and whatnot, but there's no way I can zoom out far enough for you to see the whole thing. I mean, it's just, rather than going with geomorphic boards, I think maybe what they've done with here is they say, use this chunk of the board or use this chunk of the board, something like that. That is that is a huge mat board. I hope it'd be interesting to know from people who've had the game for a while how well they hang together. Also, I should have checked. Yeah, it's only one-sided. That's interesting. It's not a double-sided mat board. And then we have a second board, and I don't know if this is. I don't really have room to have them both sit out and look, find out if it's the same mat board twice or just one with a winter and a summer. I imagine it's probably 2 separate mat boards. They probably want to get as much variety in there as they can. So obviously this is their winter board. The board, it's got a nice heft to it, and I don't mean just because it's 8 panels wide. It's a decent weight, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna it feels like it's gonna lay pretty flat. Probably should. It's such a big old dog. It probably should lay flat wherever it wants to. Well, there we go. That's everything in the box from Old School Tactical Volume 1. That's quite a box full of game. But there you have it. That's Old School Tactical Eastern Front 1941-42 second edition by Shane Logan from Flying Pig Games. I'm Grant Lindenberg. I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing. Stick around the channel or check out the podcast. Thanks very much.